Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Fabulous. It's a Thursday. We've made it this far throughout the week, and so far we haven't caught this place on fire, so that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Although we do have a Dear John letter, and somebody might burn this place to the ground, because I'm not going to answer one of their letters. I've got two of them today. We've got the letter. I already replied to him, honestly. And then we've got a bonus letter, and you'll see why.
Okay.
The other one's a really quick answer, so it just wouldn't have been fair.
All right.
I would have felt like I was ripping people off, and they would have burned this place to the ground. So see, we got it all covered. No arson needed because you get two today. Two for the price of one. And we do have a good quote for today from Ray Goforth. It says, there are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. Those who are afraid to try, and those who are afraid you will succeed.
Ah.
I've seen that.
Agreed.
I've had people tell me that can't be done, and then I'll say, what do you mean it can't be done? And then they'll say, well, I've never seen it done. I'm like, those are two different things.
Right.
So sit back and watch while we do it. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
There are monthly subscriptions for razors and coffee and many other things, but this is the best monthly subscription ever. Ladies, listen up. Odiva has a monthly subscription for your monthly visitor. You know it's going to happen every month, and how many times have you been caught off guard? Odiva will send you a box discreetly each month with the products you want, with plans starting at less than $4 a month. Get a special offer right now at radiosavings.com, helping women prepare for their monthly visitor for less. Try it now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday. It is March the 22nd. On here it says the 21st. That's confusing. See, it says here Wednesday the 21st, and then it says Thursday the 21st.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely the 22nd.
It is the 22nd. That confused me when I first looked at it. But National West Virginia Day. It is the day that West Virginia was founded as a state. We don't know what date
I
they were.
know what you're going to say. You don't know when it was losted.
As a state. That's my joke. It doesn't get funnier. Trust me. National Bavarian Crepes Day and National Goof Off Day. This is a good day to goof off and then say, hey, it's National Goof Off Day. What do you think I'm going to do today? I have to do it. It's the law.
So can we just take the rest of the day off?
No, we're not taking the rest of the day off, but we're going to goof off a lot today. How's that sound? I got some great stories for this, too. We've got a plethora of people doing silly things. Oh, man, you guys are the gift that keep on giving. I got all these stories about people doing just knuckleheaded things, and I don't have to dig very deep because it's all over the internet. So do something silly, and I'm going to find out, and we're going to share it. It's all on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, Burger King has upped the game with a new Bacon King sandwich. I've not had one of these yet, but it has 2 quarter-pound burgers. So that's a half a pound of beef, 8 slices of bacon. The calorie count for the Burger King Bacon King is 1,150.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's before you add fries or anything to drink.
Oh, my gosh.
That is your daily, weekly supply of calories,
That
I
is
think.
insane.
Maybe it's not a weekly supply, but I'll tell you, if you have that, you certainly don't need to eat anything else for the rest of the day. So, I don't know.
I won't be getting one of those.
Do you remember when Little Caesars did their like bacon pizza
Baconator?
thing?
Yes, you got it.
It wasn't a Baconator. It was a bacon wrapped
It was
bacon.
disgusting.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
it was disgusting.
It was too much bacon.
And
I can't
we were
believe.
all sick. We
I
ordered
cannot
one
believe.
time, and I had one piece. I was oh my gosh.
I didn't think there was possible for me to say there's too much bacon on
Too
something.
much bacon.
But it was bacon around the edges,
Yeah,
bacon, the
oh
crust,
my
bacon,
gosh.
bacon,
It was
bacon,
so
bacon.
gross.
And even our dogs were like, yeah, I've had enough. I think we've had enough of this. I wonder why they don't do that anymore. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is Your Brain on Drugs. 36-year-old rapper Jules Santana bolted from a Newark, New Jersey airport after he was caught trying to get a gun through security.
Whoa.
It's not a good idea. Santana, whose real name is LaRon Louise James. That doesn't sound nearly as cool, by the way.
I've never heard of either of those names.
Okay, well, he ran when a TSA agent spotted a weapon. Sources claimed that this member of the rap group, the Diplomats, may have jumped a cab during his getaway. He was previously arrested in New Jersey after cops found marijuana and a pair of loaded handguns and some ammo in his recording studio. So, yeah, he's got a bit of a past. It's a rapper with a rap sheet. Imagine that. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Barbra Streisand said that in a recent interview, she said, "I was never a part of any of the Me Too movement." And she says, and this is a quote from Barbra Streisand, so don't get mad at me. She says, "I wasn't one of those pretty girls with the nice little noses, so I didn't have to worry about it." So Barbra Streisand said, "I never had an issue with that." I honestly think she's a very talented person. Are you a fan of Barbra Streisand, like her acting and stuff?
I
and her
used
singing?
to be until she started
Getting political. See,
See,
and that's why we don't talk politics here, because no matter what you agree or think or whatever, we're not going to skew your thoughts of us by slanting one way or the other. I just think that's a good reason right there, Heidi, because I always
she
stop
was in
her.
one of my all-time favorite movies,
Which one's that?
The Prince of Tides.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a great movie,
But
but
there are times that Heidi will want to talk about politics, and I shut things down. Then I have people mad at me. They're saying, "Hey, let her talk." And I'm like, but I do. Then I get other people mad, so I just don't want to do that. And Vince Vaughn. Love Vince Vaughn.
I love Vince Vaughn.
He and his dad, who was in, what was the movie that
Couples
he's in?
Retreat.
Couples Retreat.
Another one of my favorite movies.
It's his real dad in that movie who plays his dad in the movie. Anyway, the two of them were spotted playing blackjack together at the MGM Grand this last weekend.
I love Vince Vaughn.
How cool would it be to just be at the MGM Grand and walk past Vince Vaughn and his dad playing blackjack?
That would be so great. I would give him the biggest hug. He would
Yeah.
have to call security. I'd be
Probably.
hauled out. It would be a whole thing.
She's a big fan of that
I
guy,
love
so.
him.
That is Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einsohn, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. A foot fetishist, I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently, who likes to caress women's feet
Gross.
in the United Kingdom, struck again. His latest victim, a woman in her 30s who was getting into her car. What here? Said the man. Oh, she said the man complimented her on her beautiful legs, then pulled her shoe off and tried to run his lips along her foot.
Gross.
What? She was finally able to close her car door and drive away. What is
How
wrong
was he
with,
down
I
that
don't
low
know.
to begin with?
Was he hiding under her car? I don't know. None of that makes any sense.
That is so weird.
Excuse me, ma'am. Whoa, what are you doing under? You have beautiful legs.
Nice legs.
Pull off
Excuse
your
me while
shoe.
I take off your shoe and lick your foot.
Yeah, that's just bizarre.
So gross.
If you're into that kind of thing, that's your own thing.
I
But
understood
yeah,
people that
no.
like feet.
I don't know. Well, if you're into that kind of thing, that's your own thing. A Maryland police officer is in hot water. He's accused of stealing items during an off-duty security job. Listen to what he stole from a Walmart. Again, this is what he's accused of stealing.
All
so
right.
I shouldn't say what he stole because he's accused of it. Instant oatmeal and 2 boxes of condoms. That's in Maryland. So I don't know what he was planning on doing. I have no clue. But we're going to just move on.
The condoms, I understand, they're expensive.
Well, you don't steal anything.
But
it's a bad idea.
Oatmeal's like, what, 99
Yeah, I
cents
don't
for
know.
a box of 12?
He's only accused of it now, so who knows? Maybe he didn't really. As the economy has grown and unemployment has dropped over the last few years, Americans have faced an ever-growing problem. too many cardboard boxes. Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing, but the digital age has unleashed a flood of cardboard boxes as shoppers are getting everything from diapers to dinner ingredients shipped to their doorstep in what? A cardboard box. These boxes are piling up in basements and garages, filling apartment building mailrooms and spilling out into overstuffed recycling bins. I just realized in our garage we've got like 6 boxes right now. And ours are actually from when we moved because we don't really buy much stuff. And we have a Christmas tree box that our nephew has turned into a boat.
He's been playing in it. So
that is so adorable, by the way.
I know it is.
He sits in it like a boat when he comes over to our place. He's 2, so I think it's still okay at that age. I tried to get in the box, and that's not okay. I didn't fit. A New Zealand woman called police pleading for help to thread her needle. What? Police say a woman claimed that the needle, she was trying to get this thing threaded. She needed urgent assistance so she could get to a party. A department spokesperson said that nobody is going to be sent there. I'm sorry, that lacks there's nobody in our department that has that skill. We lack the necessary skills, there we go, to thread a needle. Sorry, that's not what we do here. And
here she would have gotten arrested for that.
Yes, that's probably true. That was in New Zealand. And heading to Poland right now, where officers launched a massive search for a convict they believed had escaped from jail. They found him 7 hours later, fast asleep.
In his cell?
In the wrong cell.
In the wrong cell.
They all look the same, apparently. He walked in the wrong cell and took a nap.
Well, they all have the same outfits.
And, well, all of the cells must look the same because he was in the wrong cell. Didn't realize it. He was in there taking a nap, sleeping. At least that's his official story. Who knows? Maybe he was gone.
Maybe he was gone and came back. And
I think that's kind of funny. And our final story, it's been 7 years since Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, but another film isn't off the table yet. Star Robert Downey Jr. said that he's, quote, looking at another Sherlock Holmes movie for some time in the future. I watched the first one. I didn't watch the second one.
I never liked those movies. I do like Robert Downey Jr.
Here's the problem.
He's a very talented man.
I don't dislike the movies. I just don't like watching movies alone because when I watch movies alone, I fall asleep. And my wife's not interested, so she'll leave, and then I'll sit there, and it's just like a $3 nap. So I don't need that. All right. Coming up, we got more fun stuff to get to. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Radio really works. That's a pretty bold statement, but it's true. If you advertise on the radio the right way, you'll see results. I've said for years, advertising costs money, but effective advertising makes money. The only difference between spending money and making money is that one word, effective. Let us help you make your advertising more effective. Learn more at radioreallyworks.com. We do radio jingles and creative ads to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. Hear examples at radioreallyworks.com. That's radioreallyworks.com. And it's time now for Dear John Letters.
Dear John. Dear John.
And it's actually going to be 2 letters today, Heidi.
Yeah, you said that earlier.
This first letter is just going to be so simple and so easy to answer.
All
Here
right.
it is. Dear John, we're doing an office pool, and we're all betting on March Madness. Can you help me fill out my brackets? They sent this to me like a week ago.
The answer is no.
I replied right away, but I'll reply here too. Dear new listener. Signed new listener. Dear new listener. No. We don't even know who's in those games. We're not going to be any help. So you're brand new here. You're going to notice really quickly. We don't know anything when it comes to sports. If you ever need information on something to do with history or politics or Seinfeld or useless trivia, I am your man. Anything to do with sports, probably not going to be a lot of help. Here's your bonus, Dear John letter. Because if we ended right there, wouldn't everybody feel kind of ripped off? And I did respond in time for this person to get their bracket filled out. I found a statistic here somewhere, too. I'm going to share that here in a little bit for our fun facts. But back to our Dear John letters. Dear John, my wife and I want to go on vacation. We were talking about this at a party over the weekend, and some friends invited themselves along. Now, we've gone on vacation with them in the past, and it was terrible. They're great friends. We love them. But we have completely different interests. They wanted to do stuff we didn't want to do, but we were there together, so we ended up going on the excursions and spending money on things we didn't even really want to do. Should we just plan our trip and go without them, or should we invite them along and then let them know that we're just not going to do all the things they want to do? I kind of want to just relax as a couple. Signed, Need a Vacay. Dear Need a Vacay. I think you have a conversation with them and say, we love you guys. You guys are awesome. I love hanging out with you here. We go do these things together. But when we go on vacation, we want to just relax. And I know last time we went, you guys wanted to go do a bunch of stuff, and we kind of felt like we needed to do that. So if we're going to go together, you need to know we are unplugging And we're not doing any of that stuff.
Right.
Have the conversation in advance, because here's what you don't want. If you go together, you don't want them to go on the other side of the world and have an awful experience and then blame it on you, going, well, we spent all this money to go with them and then they didn't even do anything with us.
Yeah.
Have the conversation in advance.
My advice would be just tell them we really need just a couple's vacation, want to go by ourselves. Because if that's really what you want, why even have the conversation and say, well, you can come, but we don't want to do anything? Because then they'll be sitting next to you the whole time. If you only want a romantic couple's vacation, you go by yourselves and say, how about we do something in the fall? We can go here and do this instead. But this trip is just for my spouse and myself.
And that's the thing. If you're going to be working on your relationship, let them know that, hey, we need some us time, some couple time. If that's not what you're doing, maybe that's what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie
I would
Couples
just tell
Retreat?
them no. We need to go on our own.
We just talked earlier about Couples Retreat. In that movie, it's a group of 4 couples that all go together and they all have kind of different.
Movie.
It is one of Heidi's favorite movies. We've watched it probably 9,000 times.
Oh, so many times.
But the thing that's funny about that movie is they're all different people with different interests, and they're all on the same vacation, and some of them not so interested in the things that are going on. So, again, I really, truly think, and we've done it. We've gone on vacation with friends before, and I remember the one I went to, we were in Vegas, and I went to some, I can't think of what the place is called now. But our friend watches a reality show, and he wanted to go see this place where they make fish tanks.
Fish tanks, yeah.
Aquarium thing.
I don't know.
Tanked, I think it's called. So we go walk in there. I don't even know who these people are. So we're in the office with the people who are on the show. We went in the wrong door, and he's like, oh, that was this guy and that guy. So then we went into the place where you buy trinkets and stuff, and there was a lady in there, and I got a photo of my friend with this lady. I was like, so who's she? He's like, I don't know. She just works at the gift shop. I don't know this stuff. I was like, I have no clue. I've never seen the show. But that's probably a good example. His interests are different than mine. We love these guys. They're great friends. But, we're on vacation together. We did stuff they wanted to do. They did stuff we wanted to do. And I'll bet they would probably say, probably not going to go on vacation with John and Heidi again.
Probably.
Just because we've got really weird interests. So if you're going to do
we're
that,
used to being up at the crack of dawn.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we
that was the
were
other thing.
next door banging on their door at 6 a.m. Come on, let's go.
we didn't go to bed till 2. Yeah, we didn't either. We're ready to go. Let's do it. Let's go. Breakfast time. Chop, chop. If you're going to do that, just make sure you have the conversation in advance. And a little conversation goes a long way. Just make sure you know ahead of time. If you're going to go together, if you want to sit around and relax, tell them in advance. And if they expect that you're going to be sitting there and relaxing.
The bottom line is, he said, we just want to go as a couple. Tell them.
Go as a couple. There
we
you go.
don't want you to come.
Don't
just tell them.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say this is our plan. If you're coming with, we're doing us, you do you, and we'll all be good. I think that's a good answer. You can chime in.
Your answer
too.
is wrong.
Facebook.com. Wow. If you've got a better answer, you can let them know at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This is the fun fact that I mentioned during our Dear John letter. I knew I had it here, and I found it. Fun fact. The odds of picking a perfect bracket for the March Madness thing are 9.2 quintillion to 1. That is assuming each team has a 50-50 chance of winning every game, which we know that's probably not really the case.
Right.
They say you could win or you could lose, so 50-50, but there's some teams that are better than others. But assuming everybody has the same chance, 9.2 quintillion to 1 that you're going to pick the perfect bracket. So that's why we didn't help you. I'm sorry. And because we don't know nothing about no sports.
Don't know
By the
nothing.
way, the odds of winning Powerball are only 175 million to 1.
See?
So if you need us to give you some numbers, that's a whole different thing. We won't help you there.
We
either,
should
though.
buy those more often.
We should.
We never do.
Every once in a while I remember to do it. And we had signed up for a while through radiolottopool.com, and I haven't done that for a long time. Maybe we should sign back up again. I don't know. Either way, this has been a couple of fun facts courtesy of learnwithoutloans.com.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your grandiloquent word of the day. It is Drawcansir. Drawcansir. Drawcansir? Does that sound right?
Okay.
Drawcansir. 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 It is a blustering, bullying fellow, a pot-valiant braggart, or a bully. After Drawcansir, a character in George Villiers' play The Rehearsal. That's where the name comes from.
Alrighty.
Drawcansir. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It sounds funny when I say it. You say it for a second.
Drawcansir.
Yeah, it sounds better from you. What she said. That.
I don't know if it's pronounced properly. I just repeated what you said.
Drawcansir.
So.
I don't know. It is our grandiloquent word of the day.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einsohn, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
Now some weird news on this Thursday. A naked Newport man tried to break into vehicles. That's a lot going on in that headline. A man facing charges after police say he tried breaking into multiple vehicles while nude in Newport neighborhood. A Monday night of last week, the deputies were called to an area where there was a report of a naked man running around trying to break into parked vehicles in the area of homes. That were there were like people looking out their windows seeing this man run up and down the street.
Maybe he was trying to get into a vehicle because he was naked.
Probably.
Maybe he had like locked himself out of his home or something and
They
was
noticed
trying
the man
to get shelter.
running barefoot. Well, of course barefoot if he's nude everywhere else. What did you think? You
Took
could
the
have
time
just
to
said
throw on
running
some sneakers.
to the porch of an elderly woman's home, knocking on the door. The man ran into the woods after the woman's relatives showed up at the house. Investigators later found the man, identified as Brandon Dunn, age 37, in a cow pasture. They said that he was naked, and they told... Because he says the Lord told him to do it.
So he went outside purposely naked.
Apparently. He was charged with indecent exposure stemming from the incident. So there you go. Not such a good day. That's why it's today's weird news. Thanks for listening.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. Dennis Alexander, a teacher and a Seaside City, California reserve officer with the Sand City Police Department, accidentally discharged his firearm while teaching a public safety class.
Oh.
Oops. He actually injured a student. Thank goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
The student wasn't shot. It was a ricochet, and there was some stuff that fell from the ceiling. 17-year-old student was injured by a bullet fragment or some debris, one or the other, that fell from the ceiling. Thank goodness, not wounded bad. The shooting came just one day before the walkout. Remember the walkout that was staged? It was the day before that. And they were doing... What they were trying to do was supposed to be a good thing. What they were trying to do is a public safety class, and it turned out to be not such a good thing because the public safety class is now...
Firearm safety is so
It's very important. Very, very important. Alexander was placed on administrative leave, by the way. I've got a link to that story if you want to read all about it. It's on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Now, some more weird news, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. 45-year-old Nathaniel Smith and 29-year-old Latasha Smith, a Georgia couple, are convicted of attacking a restaurant owner and her daughter over cold chicken.
Oh, this is an old one.
Did you read this?
I read this online. Yes.
They pled guilty to assault last June. Okay, wow, it is old. Why am I getting this now?
Maybe because it's just now coming into court.
At Quick Chick Takeout Stand. Quick Chick, that's kind of a fun name. According to police, the couple complained to the owner their chicken was cold. They received a paltry amount of fries as well, which they thought they should have had more fries. After refunding the couple's money, which I think was cool, Norris dialed 911 because the duo continued to be belligerent. Tasha subsequently began pummeling Norris at the rear of the Quick Chick. When Norris's 15-year-old daughter exited a vehicle to aid her mother, Nathaniel sucker punched the girl in the face, knocking her to the ground. Jeanette Norris suffered 2 black eyes and cuts to the face during the attack, while her daughter was left with a black eye. Nathaniel is now locked up at the Georgia Diagnostic and Classification Prison. And it says Latasha is incarcerated as well.
Good.
Holy cow. It doesn't sound like anybody won on that deal. So that's not good. That's just the whole thing is sad.
They need to stay locked up. I mean,
over chicken?
What else could they have done? They gave them their money back.
Yeah,
what did they expect them to do?
Chicken, guys. Throw it in the microwave. Come on. Got
Horrible
some good news.
women.
Got some good news coming your way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I've got some now, courtesy of Odiva, which is also good news for people who don't like going to the store for this kind of thing. They are the monthly subscription service for Ladies Monthly Visitor, all the items that you need, once a month, that kind of stuff. All of the details at radiosavings.com. Here's the story. My beautiful bride sent this to me. It says, woman in parking lot has stranger approach her window and says, hey, you can't leave. Do you remember this story? It's all about her tires.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
She wrote on
Facebook. Is awesome.
It wasn't that she didn't know her tires were in bad shape. She just couldn't afford to do anything about it. But a young woman was sitting in a McDonald's parking lot, and a stranger was standing at her window. The total stranger she'd never talked to before. She learned that her was a dad by the name of Tony. There we go. I was trying to figure out the dad part. It's not her dad. He said, "I'm sorry, I can't let you leave. I'm not gonna let you drive like that. Go across the street to the Bridgestone store," and he helped get new tires. And he was right to be worried. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, there are about 11,000 tire-related car accidents every year, resulting in 733 deaths every year, which is crazy. The tread on her tires was really bad. He insisted, go across the street. It was $535 to get all this stuff fixed, and he paid for it.
Isn't that awesome?
That is absolutely amazing. After Langley shared the act of kindness online, the story quickly spread. Many chimed in to praise the anonymous dad for his inspiring act of generosity and thoughtfulness. I think it's awesome. It is fantastic.
I think that's absolutely fantastic.
And, she's holding up the bill here so you can see that it was $535. That's a lot of money to just say, hey, I can't let you drive away. I want to help. And it's awesome that this guy who had the means to do that followed his heart and actually did that.
Took the initiative and actually got it done.
Cool.
I think I love those stories.
I've got a link to that story. If you come across some good news that you think just has to be shared, we would love for you to submit that to us as well. You can see this story and you can submit your story at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. We also had our Dear John letter, and there was actually 2 of them today. You can read those on our Facebook page too, and chime in. Give people the advice that they're looking for. You're certainly welcome to do that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
Time now for a bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. On the line with us right now, we have Matthew Einsohn, and Matthew is a gentleman we've talked to in the past. He's got just an amazing story, I think. He's a guy that went to school, and instead of racking up a bunch of student loans, he found a way to apply for a lot of different programs to get that schooling paid for. And the thing that's neat is now he's helping other people do that. Matthew, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely. Here's the reason that we like visiting with Matthew is he's helping people get their secondary education and not go into debt. And I think that's a really cool thing because I talk to friends my age in their 40s who are still paying off student loans, and many of them, sadly, not even working in the field that they went to school for. And I just think, man, what a burden that is for so many people. And I bet there are people listening right now if they're thinking, man, if I could have made it without this student loan dragging behind me, I would have probably gone a lot further. And we always want more for our kids than what we have. The thing that's really neat, when Matthew went to school, this is something that he did without racking up a bunch of student loans. How many dollars worth of grants and different programs did you end up putting together to pay for your education, Matthew?
I would say between my undergrad and my graduate school is probably around $70,000.
And is that because you're a super smart, like rocket scientist genius man?
No. I actually I had a horrible profile of a student to get scholarship money as a undergraduate student coming out of high school. You know, I didn't get, like what you're talking about, for all you that are listening that are getting a late start, I didn't start until mid-March looking even into what college I would be going into, let alone scholarship. So I was extremely late. So there is no late, there is no early. As soon as you're thinking about it, it's a great time to start looking for funding. And, you know, I didn't have good grades. I had a 3.12 GPA. I didn't have test scores. I wasn't some star athlete. So I had to really piece it together on how to do it. And then the other thing is you know, my mom made just enough money where we didn't qualify for any Pell Grants. So we didn't qualify for any federal free money. So I didn't get anything free from the institution or from the federal government.
So that's the difficult thing. Usually when you think about somebody getting that, you know, full ride scholarship, it's because they're amazing at a sport, or it's because they're super smart and they have this crazy high GPA. You didn't have either of those things, but you were still able to find a way to get your schooling paid for. I think that right there is like the American success story.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And the thing that's really neat is Matthew is now devoted to helping other people do that too. And I think it's really cool. When we first learned of Matthew, it's probably a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, we did an interview much like this. And at that time, the program cost more than it does now. I think that's really neat. Over the last year, you said, you know, I want to get this to more people. So you dropped the price a bunch to make it more affordable. And again, I think that's really cool that you did that. You didn't have to, but I think it's cool you did that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, so I used to charge $2,000, which is something that you would pay for like an ACT prep for Kaplan or SAT prep and stuff like that. But, you know, my heart is in to being able to educate people, and that's where I'm at. And I came from a low-income family, and yes, we lived paycheck to paycheck. But we didn't qualify for any Pell Grants. We were right above that threshold where we didn't qualify. But, you know, and growing up, there's no way that I would have been able to, you know, pay for some test prep or something that's, you know, $2,000. So I really wanted to reach where I came from, that population. And so I kind of restructured things, and you're still getting so much out of it where you're getting 11 weeks that walk you through step by step everything that you need to know about creating strategies, implementing different strategies that I give you, you developing your story, taking that story, how to create scholarship resources based off that story. And a great example for all of you is anybody that loves watching The Walking Dead, there's a zombie apocalypse scholarship. Or if you're into superheroes, because that's a huge thing right now with all the Avengers and Black Panther out right now, then there's actually a superpower scholarship out in March right now. So, like, there's so much funding that has to do with your interests and your passions, and I show you how to literally take your scholarship search and tenfold it. I mean, you can get tenfold the amount of scholarships and strategies within even the first 20 to 30 minutes of my program. And then I walk you through the application process. And then you still, even on top of all that and the video content that you still get time with me through a 1 hour, one-on-one time at any point, and you get email support throughout the entire time. So, I mean, it's you're still getting a lot of support. I'm not dwindling the value in any way. I'm just lowering the cost so that it can be affordable for those that normally might not be able to afford something like this, and I want to get it out there to those people.
Well, I think it's really cool that you're doing that. And there's even the first course when you go on there kind of talking about what you did. That's all no charge, so they can actually kind of learn a little more about it before they even make the investment.
Yeah, and the great part is that even that, I'm bringing that story that I did of how I did it back to you. So you're coming out with scholarships and strategies right off the bat, regardless of you even entering even further into the program. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend, just check it out, and you can, shoot me your email into the form, and I will give you my first course for free, which is, I'm telling you, you'll get a lot of information out of it.
Again, our guest today, Matthew Einsohn. I'm going to have a link to all of the information on our Facebook page to make it really easy. So you'll find that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. If you'd like to go there right now, it's learnwithoutloans.com. So pretty simple, really easy way to go and get that college scholarship or get the college degree that you want to have to take your education and get your career where you want it to be without getting debt up to your eyeballs as well. So I think it's a really cool thing. Again, learnwithoutloans.com. And is this too late right now, Matthew, or is there still time for people if they're wanting to do something this fall?
No, it's not too late. I was just talking with a student, and I'm working with a student just now that is a senior in school and giving them multiple strategies and tactics that they can run for the next 4 months coming up to their orientation to go into college. And then the other thing that we would be focusing on are things that you can do while you're in your freshman year so that you can get housing paid for, books paid for, right? There's so much more cost than just tuition. And I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've helped thousands of students. And I had 5 to 6 years of experience in higher education through admissions and financial aid experience. Wow. I'm making this up just even through my own story. Not only do I have lived experience, but I also have the work experience to back up everything that I'm doing.
I think that's really cool. Matthew, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us, and thank you for helping people get a better education without racking up a bunch of debt.
No, thank you.
Again, Matthew Einsohn, the website, once again, learnwithoutloans.com, and we have a link to that on our social media. That's facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.